Ciao! Welcome back to a new video. Guys, from the release of this video, Black Clover is back, baby! Chapter 332 will now officially be out on Manga Plus. Guys, please be sure to support the official release. If you were ever gonna do it this week. As most of you already know, Manga Plus directly supports the author of the Black Clover manga, Yuki Tabata. Black Clover's been missing for the last couple months, so on the official rankings, or I mean just whatever the Manga Plus Japanese rankings is, for the English releases, Black Clover is obviously fallen out of the top 25 because we haven't had a chapter for the last 3 months. So please be sure to take your time and read it on the official release this week. All you have to do is probably just search Black Clover and boom, bam, boom, the best and greatest translations are right there. Anyway, with the release of Black Clover Chapter 332, for the record I've already read it in the fan translations, Asta's path to the Wizard King is set in motion. Now what I mean by that, he's finally promoted to Senior Magic Knight, something Yuno was promoted to in the last time skip. Yuno was even promoted to Grand Magic Knight. As most of you know, the rankings in the Clover Kingdom's Magic Knights go from intermediate, junior, blah blah blah, up to senior and then grand. Senior being vice captain level and grand being captain level. Yuno has now achieved grand and he is one step away from the Wizard King. Asta's trial is finally over. He is acquitted, which means he's a free man basically, and people have witnessed his merit and he's been promoted to vice captain. And very shortly, he will probably, most likely, be promoted to the Grand Magic Knight. But there's still a long path away. Jumping straight into it now. Obviously, with both of them now at similar levels, vice captain and captain, Yuno can actually now probably start his own squad. But with the fact that the Golden Dawn are all basically massacred, Yuno is basically the captain of a brand new squad anyway. I know, kind of shocking anyway. But I do actually want to see both Asta and Yuno actually become captains in the future. One thing a lot of people miss is that the Wizard King is actually in charge of the Clover Kingdom's military. It's not just, yo, holy shit, that dude is super strong, everyone knows his name, let's make him the Wizard King. That's not how that works. Being the Wizard King means you're in charge of the Clover Kingdom's military. Or being the Wizard King of the Spade Kingdom, Yuno would be in charge of the Spade Kingdom's military. The point I'm trying to make here is, yes, Asta and Yuno are probably good at leading teams. They are not still at the level of leading a whole country's military arsenal. Power corrupts, and even though they probably will never corrupt, we'll probably never see this, I still believe both Asta and Yuno still need to become captains of either the Golden Dawn or the Black Bulls if Yamio and Vengeance retire or die in this next arc coming from Lucius. I still believe Asta's path and Yuno's path to the Wizard King, depending on, at this point I genuinely don't know who's going to win. Yuno might actually win. It could happen because Rob Black Clover, Yuno has always been a step ahead of Asta, but I do want to see Asta pull up at the last minute and win. That would be a really cool comeback story because Yuno got into the Magic Knights first. He got Senior Magic Knight first, and now he's got Grand Magic Knight first, so I do want to see Asta pull up and win first. But I do also want to see both of them be in charge of their own squads. I want both of them to be captains. I want both of them to recruit members. One thing that really disappoints me about this being the final arc, quote unquote, is that we're most likely not going to witness any of this. What we're going to most likely, unless we get a Black Clover Next Generation, Black Clover Next Generation, is we're going to witness a time skip. and both of them are going to be captains of their own squad. I don't know what they would call it. Knowing Yuno and Asta, they would probably call it something stupid. Like Asta and Yuno probably have some of the worst namings. Like Asta calls his spells like Black Meteorite, Black Slash, Black Whip. So I don't think either of them are pretty good at naming. But we're most likely going to have a time skip for both of them, probably in their 20s, maybe 28, 29. Both of them are captains of their own squad, and then one of them wins the title of the Wizard King. Now, obviously, before that, we are going to get another Wizard King. It's not just going to be, yo, time skip, Asta's the Wizard King. We are probably going to witness, hinted by Tabata a very long time ago, Nozel Silver actually become the Wizard King. I do really want to see what they do. This is one thing I've really been hoping that Tabata does do, even though he's calling this a final saga, final arc. I do want this arc to be really long, because I do want to see how Nozel and Figuelion handle Wizard King. I want to see Asta, captains of their own respective squads. And I obviously want to see more ship development. Right now, in Black Clover Chapter 332, I know a lot of people might disagree with me. I think this was the perfect conclusion of Asta's relationship with Sister Lily. Him constantly confessing was a running gag in the series, and I believe after this final time skip, and now that Asta is finally mature, and he is 18 years old, I believe this is the perfect time for Tabata to resolve that issue of Sister Lily. Asta said he will never propose again because he understands that he will never change Sister Lily's true feelings. At the end of the day, Sister Lily's a woman of God. She was never gonna marry Asta. We might finally actually get some Estelle development. Yuno and Mimosa, on the other hand, is still a little questionable because Mimosa, it feels like Mimosa is going to be settling on Yuno. If anything, I do really want to push the Charmy-Yuno relationship because, I mean, Charmy's just amazing. And the fact that she's probably by now learned that Yuno is Yuno, and Charmy's probably learned that, I don't know, dude, it'll be pretty fun and cool. So I want to see what happens with everything in this final arc. At the end of the day, guys, I'm so excited. Yo, Black Clover is back! One final arc, one final moment, the final declaration, the path to the Wizard King. Who's gonna win? But I really do hope Tabata has had the time and rest he needs to get this arc underway, wrap it up nicely. I'll be real with you, I have very low expectations of wrapping up, the whole wrapping up thing. Shonen manga's final arcs have been very bad so far. My Hero Academia is disasterful. Kimetsu no Yaiba, I hated that final fight. The final arc was okay, I guess. What else? What else have I witnessed at the end? I think that's pretty much end. I have really not witnessed anything else. I've heard a lot of bad things about Naruto's final arc. I've heard a lot of bad things about Bleach's final arc, but everyone's excited for the anime anyway. Chainsaw Man had a really good final arc, but I mean, that's not over, it's not ending, it's continuing on with part 2. So I guess we'll see how Yuki Tabata closes the chapter in Black Clover. I'll see you in the next video. My name is Lucious. Peace!